How's it going, everybody? My name is Dermot Lushart, and welcome to Mom, Dad, I'm a Thespian, the Flagstaff High School Troop 6910 International Thespian Society podcast. I am, again, Dermot Lushart. I'm the host of this podcast, as well as the president of International Thespian Society Troop 6910. So, this week we've got a few updates for you. That's the main things we're going to talk about. And then we're also going to interview Eden Fahy, who you may remember from the Don Tucker interview, about Stage Buddies, just for a few minutes, make sure that everybody knows how that's going. So I think the first thing that we are going to want to start with is the Flagstaff Student Council's efforts this week, which have been super fantastic. If you haven't been following the FHS Student Council Instagram page, you should absolutely do that, because what they have been doing for us is fantastic this week. They have been posting every single day, multiple times a day. They've been posting about the Flagstaff High School Arts Department. And so you can see all of the different ways that we have to get involved in the performing arts. There are posts about band, there's posts about choir, there's posts about theater, there's posts about tech theater, there's posts about the musicals, there's posts about Anne Frank, there's posts about everything that we do in theater there. So you should absolutely go follow that. Another thing is an initiative that we started for that, but I am hoping to keep going, called #PerformYourArt. Which is how we are kind of distinguishing our posts so that we can kind of find those for each other. So I would definitely suggest you look up both #CreativeFlagstaff, keep posting on that, but as you're posting things on #CreativeFlagstaff, also tag them Perform Your Art so that we can see them in a more narrow flag highway. If you're interested in checking them out, you should go look at the Student Council's Perform Your Arts posts. You might see someone you recognize doing Razzle Dazzle. And if you check the #CreativeFlagstaff, it might have gotten buried at this point, but you also might recognize somebody else singing and playing on guitar Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles. So, yeah, make sure that you're checking those out. Make sure you're posting on those as well. Those are two of the big things that we want to talk about. Secondary thing, make sure that y'all are checking the Drama Club Google Classroom. If you don't have the invite already, then make sure that you talk to me or Trinity or somebody else who is a council member for Drama Club so we can get you in on that Google Classroom. Rent people, keep looking over your music, keep looking over your lines, keep making sure that you are knowing what's going on. People who are in a theater class with Mr. Smith, keep checking those Google Classrooms too, because you would have gotten this information a little bit quicker because he has access directly to your phones, whereas I can only talk to you every Friday. So make sure that you're talking about that. Make sure you're seeing those things. Make sure you're added on all of those things. I think that's it for the initial stuff. So I think, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and switch over to our interview with the lovely Eden Fahy. Hello, Eden. How's it going?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Glad to hear it.
So, how is quarantine going for you?
It's going, we've got my family, and they haven't I haven't gotten too tired of them yet, so that's good.
That's definitely good.
Yeah, so it's been going.
Yes, definitely. So let's talk about Stage Buddies a little bit. So why don't you tell us just a little bit about the Stage Buddies production that was going on right as this whole thing started?
Yeah. So for people who don't know, Stage Buddies is a program where we pair differently abled students, so from middle school to high school, and we put on a show with them. And so the buddies part is we'll pair high school students, middle school students, and then same age range with kids that are differently abled or have special needs, and we put on a show. And so this year's show, or the show that we were doing until everything kind of hit the fan, was Seussical, which is the biggest show we've done yet. And so it was a really big project that we took on, and a really exciting one too. And so that's what was going on until everything happened.
So, where were you in the process when the whole everything started?
Very early, thankfully. We weren't too far in. About 3 weeks in, I would say, is how far we were in. We had been working on songs and dances and some blocking, but other than that, everything was pretty slow going.
So, do you have any sense yet of what is going to be the fate of the production?
Yeah, so thankfully we've had really great advocates, and by that I mean Joseph Maniglia who is the Theatricals director at Theatricos. I work really closely with him, and so he has been a huge advocate for us going forward. And so Seussical will be performing the first weekend of October. I believe it's the October 4th or 5th. So those are the new performance dates. So we're still going. We aren't entirely sure when we will start rehearsals again, but we do have that confirmed performance date. So hopefully by then everything will have calmed down and we will get our 2 months of rehearsal time in and put on a great show for y'all in October.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see it.
Yeah.
Just real quick, do you have any advice for any of your fellow thespians, fellow drama club members about how to make sure that you're staying theatrical while quarantining's going on?
Yeah, that's a good question. For me personally, it has been kind of hard just because as much as theater is immersed in my life, it's not something that like I'm doing 24/7 unless I am in a show. And so I guess to keep creative and stuff, I would suggest, I know everyone says this, but like if you can find an artistic hobby, whether it is still acting and you keep working on that or singing or whatever, and you can pick something up that keeps your creative juices flowing, I think that is just as helpful as maybe taking in some acting or like just musical theater stuff. For me, it's been embroidering. I've been doing that a bunch. But yeah, just to keep any sort of creative juices flowing is definitely the way to go. And keep active in your community. Stay home, but find out where you can help. And as long as you are representing the arts, you're doing good for not only like all of us in the arts and all thespians ever, but you're helping your community and you're showing, you're helping yourself to be a better person and to just feel good in times like this where that seems like it's not an option.
Thank you very much, Eden.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, everybody keep your eyes out for that Stage Buddies in October. Stage Buddies is always a fantastic production. I always really love going to see it. So, yeah, thank you very much, Eden.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Eden, so much for joining me today. And thank you for all of those wonderful words. So for everybody else, make sure you're staying theatrical. Make sure you're continuing to watch things. Make sure you're continuing to act, continuing to sing, continuing to design, continuing to do your art. Make sure that you're doing it for yourself, even if you're not posting it. That's very valid, and I hope that you are making sure to make some time to do that art for yourself. So, but anyway... good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow. I'll talk to you next week.